Hello everybody, so in this video I will show you something that I should have better known when I came to Bangkok first time. When I came here I wanted to stay a bit longer to really explore the city, not just 2 or 3 days, and I think you all guys know already like websites like booking.com or Airbnb, but booking.com is for hotels which are usually like for short stay, and Airbnb is still a bit pricey if you want to stay long term. And after I stayed in Bangkok a while, I found out some websites that I should have better known when I came here first. So I want to show you those websites and how to find an apartment here which you can rent only for a few weeks or 1 or 2 months, and which is much cheaper than Airbnb or others. This is also the website where the Thai look for their long-term rent rooms. So I will explain you briefly where you should and want to stay in Bangkok when you stay here to explore the city, and then how those websites works and how to find the room. So first of all, I don't want to make it too secret, so it's Rent a Hub is one website I will show you, and the other one is this one, Hong Pak, but I will explain you how they work. So first of all, I start to explain you where in Bangkok you probably want to stay, and then I explain you how the websites work. So first of all, you will probably arrive here in the airport, Bangkok Suvarnabhumi. This is a strange name, but that's the main airport. It's located here a bit in the outskirts of Bangkok in the east. So I hope you can see my mouse here in this video. And then you will probably take the airport link, either the airport link, that's this blue line here, the train to downtown, or you just take a taxi. And then Bangkok doesn't really have a center. First of all, it has this old center. I think I make a second video about this later to explain the areas in Bangkok where you want to stay if you like which kind of things. So here's the old downtown where it's written Bangkok when you type in Google Maps. So that's the old center where the Grand Palace is located here, and opposite it's a beautiful old temple, Wat Arun, opposite side of the river. But this I hope you can see my mouse, this is the old center, but there's not too much going on. So Bangkok really doesn't have a real center, but the station Siam or Siam comes closest to it. That's kind of here where the famous mall Siam Paragon is. It's a very big and a bit luxurious shopping mall, and then another one next to it which is Central what? Forgot. Another shopping mall. So but I don't like shopping malls anyway. But this is the place here where the two BTS lines meet. So, and this is also how I will explain you where you want to stay. So Bangkok doesn't really have a great traffic system. I usually take a taxi. By the way, I live in Thailand since 4 years in Bangkok, so that's why I know the areas here a bit. And I usually take a taxi. You just have to avoid the time between, let's say, 4 and 7 p.m. to ride a taxi, because then that's usually crazy traffic. Except the weekends. Weekends is okay, but if you take a taxi before 4 p.m. or after 7 p.m. then you usually are okay, and the main traffic is done. So here Siam is the main station, where the light blue line, that's the Sukhumvit line, this one, BTS line, and the dark green one, that's the Silom line, they kind of meet in one point. And they are the big shopping malls, as I said, that I usually try to avoid. And BTS is a sky train which is extremely slow, but it's something like a subway but not under the earth, so you can see the city from there. Then we also have a new MRT line here, the blue one. This is really like a subway. It's faster and underground, but it doesn't go where I usually want to go, so I usually take the BTS. So we have kind of two main areas where foreigners like to stay. Many foreigners in Thailand like to stay around, I hope you see my mouse, around this area of the Sukhumvit line. The station Nana, I think, is famous because of the prostitutes, and Asok is more like business high-rises, and then it goes further down Thonglor up to Onnut. This is kind of here where, yeah, I mean, I don't like Sukhumvit roads, like Western restaurants, burger restaurants, Starbucks, McDonald's, and office buildings. So if you do not work in an office here, you don't really want to be there, except you want to go to Nana and enjoy the nightlife. And the other line, the dark green line, is areas, connect the areas where I usually like to go. So there's another nightlife here around Silom. This is kind of here where it's written Bangkok, because the area is called Bangkok. This is a bit more quiet, and then here is the riverside, which is quite lovely, Saban Taksin, where you can also jump on the boat, go down the Chao Phraya River until you jump off for Grand Palace, if you want to go there in a more convenient way than a taxi. And then over the river here is Thonburi. So that's, Thai people don't really say Thonburi is Bangkok, because it's like, yeah, they look a bit down on it. But I tell you all that because if I were you and I would rent a room, I would find it here, the dark green line, which is connect more the lovely areas here, the Lumpini Park and the center of Bangkok. Then the Silom area, which is kind of a downtown, but a bit small, small scale you cannot really say, but a bit more lovely than the very westernized Sukhumvit area on the light green BTS line. And you can go to the river here, and further down you come to Sathon and Yanawa. So here's more already quite pretty local, kind of. If you go kind of away from the BTS line, you will find more local areas, and close to the BTS you will find more busy areas. And a third area I want to show you, then I jump to my websites. So first of all, you need to know where you should look for a room, and then I tell you how. And then if you take the light green BTS line, which is called Sukhumvit line, to the north of Siam station, you can go up to Jatujak, which is the famous night market area. Oh, now it's closed because of COVID. I think now they open again. And between Siam and Jatujak is area mostly called Ari, which is famous for like some cafes and something. So it's not really nightlife, but many foreigners like to stay here too in this area, kind of in the middle between Siam and Jatujak. You have, as I said, you have cafes here. You have a bit like kind of westernized, originally local neighborhood. So it's not so westernized as Sukhumvit, and not so local as if you go to the really places far away from BTS. So many people like it. I don't go there too often. I usually stay here in Sathon, where I also live, which is near BTS and still small scale and local more than other areas. So remember, you have to decide between these two areas. Three probably if you want to rent a room. Either you follow my recommendation and stay between Lumpini Park and the river kind of, or if you want it more local, also in Thonburi over the river where the BTS goes also. Or you follow all the other foreigners who work in offices around Sukhumvit and stay there, but that's not really Thai-like. That's more like somewhere else in big cities in Asia, high-rises and Starbucks. Or the compromise here between Siam and Jatujak, Ari area. There's also one BTS station called Ari. It's a bit western, but still not so much westernized. So you pick one of these three. Anyway, you can go well from place to place with this BTS if you live close to a station. Or if you want to be very individual, you pick a place next to one of these MRT stations. I usually don't use that line a lot, as I said. Or you go far away from any station, but then you have to take a taxi anytime you want to go somewhere. So not so much recommended for a first visit. So now to these websites that I should have better known. As I said, you know Booking.com and Airbnb, but this website here, renthub.in.th, is the website, I think the biggest one, where also Thai look for their apartments. There are a few more websites, but this is the biggest. And for the rent situation, so Thai separate very much between condo and apartment. So if they want to find out, if you meet a girl somewhere and she want to know how much money you have, she asks, do you live in a condo or apartment, or condo or house? So condo is a short form for condominium. These are these kind of more new, more modern high-rise buildings, so they're at least 20 floor, 24 makes 60 meter height, or up to 40, 60 floors. So high-rise buildings which with condominiums, they're a bit more pricey but also more western. You usually have a pool. And then apartment buildings. So this website does that too. It separates between condo and apartment. And but it has both. So first of all, you need to find out which station you wanna stay at, and I recommend you use this map on the first start page of that website. Here you have the BTS lines, but in a totally wrong layout, so you have to find on Google Maps where you wanna be and remember the name here. Let's say Ratchathevi, or let's go with my favorite area here. Let's say Silom. The BTS station Silom is called Saladeng. I don't know why it's not called Silom, but it's called Saladeng. And then you find it here, so they're connected in the correct order, but not geographically correct. So where is anyone see Saladeng? Then raise your arm. I don't see it here. Sapan Taksin, Chongsi, it must be this one. Yeah, Saladeng. So let's say you want to find a room near here. Then you go on this dot. And here you see already two offers. The first one will lead you to a website with condos, the luxurious apartments. They're more expensive and you cannot rent them short term. I think nearly always. I've never seen that. So you always have to make a 6-month contract in a condominium. That's the minimum rent, which is normal in Thailand. But you want an apartment, so you click on this second choice here, apartment. So, and yeah, apartment in comparison to condo is a building which is not so high. It usually has 4, 5, 3 floors. Here's another apartment. You see 7 floors. Can be new, but some of them are old. It's more local way to live. So I live in an apartment building because I want to live more like a local. I don't want to live in a high-rise. Some are shitty, some are modern. But apartments also have that rule that you usually have to rent it for minimum 6-month contract. What does it mean? That means you and the landlord sign a piece of paper where it says you rent at least 6 months, and you have to give normally 1 month, sometime 2 month deposit. I would not accept 2 months deposit. I would always pay 1. So, and you can literally leave any time. You have to pay 1 month in advance. So when you move in, you have to pay 2 month rent. One is the deposit they keep, and they give it back to you after you move out, whenever you move out. And the other one is the rent for the first month. So you can also, if you are, I mean, it's not the nice way to do, but you can literally move out after 2 or 3 weeks and say goodbye, and then you lose 2 months standard standard rent for a month. So let's say if here this room starts 8,000 and you pay them 16,000 baht. Currently it's a conversion again. I like to calculate 1 to 40 in euro. So divide by 40, 8,000 is 200 euros a month. That's a good price for apartment. It's not too expensive and not too, if it's too cheap it's shitty. And then you pay them 400 euro and you can stay up to 1 month. And then he takes the deposit because you break the 6-month contract. But it's not the nice way to do it. That's why I show you a better way how you do it properly and don't lose your deposit. So first of all, now the apartments show up near BTS Saladeng. The only disadvantage of this website is it has all the properties connected with maps, but there's not one big map as an overview, which is really annoying. The second website that I show you, this one has it. It has a map search, but this one doesn't. But this one has more offers, so I usually use this one. So it has much more listings, probably 3, 4, 5 times than the other one, and it's the biggest. But they are not always very close to this station. So this is kind of everything near. So what you have to do now, you have to click on this. Let's say this one. Click on the name. It doesn't have to do right click here. It automatically opens a separate window. You see the name and you see the monthly rent price, which is for a 6-month contract. And you see the pictures. And this one you see already what I want to show you later. This one you can rent daily. So they accept short-term rent anyway. Some will accept only 6-month contract, and then you can just do the strategy that I just told you, but it's not the nice way to do. So better find somewhere it's written daily. I will show you in a second how you do this, how you find them directly, not that you have to click all of them. And then you see the room sizes and the price. So 8,000 baht is 200 euros a month, divide by 40, up to 300, depending on the room size. This looks not too bad already. When you click here on map, then you see where exactly it is. It's not near BTS Saladeng, which is here, but it's not too far away in the area, near this park, near BTS Surasak, which is here. This is in Sathorn. That's also acceptable in my opinion. By the way, this is where many nice restaurants are here in Tanonchan. This one. Here's a very good beef noodle soup is around here, by the way. If you want to eat good beef noodles in Chinese style, they have it here. Yeah, and then you can call them. And yeah, in a second I'll show you a trick for the 1 and 2 month things. By the way, I mean Thailand is not Europe, so that means you can usually ask for anything I mean, it's not like if they write it, it's the rule and it has to happen like that. So you can contact them in Line here too, by the way. Line is the WhatsApp in Thailand, so you download this app. It's more popular than WhatsApp, and you have the Line ID. You can add them and text them, or you just call, and you can also ask, like, I want 1 month, is it possible? They offer here daily, so it will be possible for you anyway. Sometimes they say, no, we need 6-month minimum contract, but you can usually ask. You can also negotiate the price a bit, but not too much. And they are usually friendly. When something is written somewhere, it doesn't need to be necessary. It has to happen like this. So you can talk about a lot of things as long as you're friendly. Once you're not friendly, the doors are closed. So be friendly, and you can basically get everything here. So, and then it says the monthly fee. Of course, if you do not stay in an Airbnb or in a hotel, you have to pay electricity and water yourself, but that's usually very cheap. Electric price is 8 baht per unit. The only expensive things here is the air condition. I mean, which I use only at night time. And then water, they say 17 baht per unit, so that's nothing. You will pay like, what do I pay now? 2 or 3 month water a month. Sorry, 2 or 3 euros water per month. If you use it normally, like shower 2 times a day, and so it's nothing. So water is really cheap. Electric, you pay for the aircon mainly, and then the Wi-Fi you have to clarify. Usually it's kind of included and in the building, so you can use the Wi-Fi, which you then share with some other units, 4 or 5 usually on your floor, whatever. So now the point is not all these listings that you find here, which you have to find out on the map then where they are, will allow a short-term stay. So mostly they want long-term stay, which is 6 months. Sometimes they want even 12, and that's the minimum contract duration. So if you stay long-term, you just sign it once, and then you stay kind of forever. I stay in my room more than 2 years, and I signed only 1 contract for 6 months, and not a second one. I just stay there. So, but here, so this is the important point. When you go on this website, daily rental. So you click on this one. No, you don't. You have to choose the price. And if you click on daily rental, let's say here the most offers are 500 between 1,000 daily. They research again. I would leave the rest as it is. I mean, this is not reliable anyway. Many things in Thailand are not reliable, so you don't need to click on that. It will not help you anything. But now you see the one that offer a daily rent, and as you see that it's not very cheap. This is hotel or Airbnb price, but now you can again click on the listing, similar like we did before. You will see the monthly price. It's again like between, what is that? This is 200, between 150 and 200 euros per month, and a more expensive daily rate. I mean, compare to the whole year. And oops, what happens here? And then, so now the thing is, you find the one that has a daily rent offer, and you call them, and you don't talk about the daily one, you just talk about monthly, and you mention the monthly rate a bit. You say you have a room for 8,000 baht per month, and then you will say you want a 1 month rental. And usually they offer the 6 month. The one who offer a daily rent in general offer also a monthly, one month contract for the same price, or maybe a little bit higher. So that means you pay the monthly fee, and you just need to sign a contract for 1 month. Then they usually also want a deposit for 1 month, but since you pay, so you have to pay 2 months when you arrive, but you will get back 1 month if nothing is broken in the room, so the deposits just for safety. And in this case, you can leave early after 2 or 3 weeks. So I did it before. So because they plan anyway to get just 1 month rent. So let's say you say, okay, I rent this one for 8,000 baht, which is 200 euros per month, and then you say after 2 or 3 weeks, oh goodbye, I want to move out, they will give you back the deposit. But yeah, just call them and be polite and ask them you want it. Here they have different room sizes, and then it will be fine. So that's a trick. I mean, use this don't use Airbnb or Booking.com if you want to stay longer than just a few days. I think for 2 weeks it makes sense already. 200 euros, and you can find even cheaper, like here it's 150 euros per month. That's, I mean, compared to a hotel, it's nothing. So and then you go on this website, Rent a Hub, and you click here any price for the daily. The price doesn't matter because you don't want to choose it anyway for that price. You want to ask the monthly fee, and then you call them and you say, I want it just for 1 month. And now it's COVID time anyway, everything's empty here, so you can do that. Another thing just come to my mind, you can also call some of the hotels, the cheaper ones, and ask for a long stay. That's also possible. Sometimes they offer a monthly fee already, in addition to the Booking.com daily fees. So sometimes they give similar prices than the apartments anyway, especially now because it's still the COVID time. So you can also do that. And then the last website I want to show you is this one, Hong Park. It's similar, it's much smaller, but the advantage is it has a map search, which is really very great. So you can click here on search by map, I hope. Haven't done it for a while. And then you see nothing. Why is it so slow? But you have Bangkok again. Now I have no filters added. So theoretically there should be a lot of apartments popping up. I haven't tested that in advance. Oh yeah, so BTS show results. Now I haven't, probably you should better filter the price range first. You don't want the very expensive one. And then it switches to Thai language, but you can somehow switch it back. So, and then you will find a map search. So it's the same like the other one, but you can click here once you find out where to change the language. You click here on map, and then you see all the offers here. That's what I mean on the Bangkok map. So that's really good. I don't know why the fuck the other one doesn't have it. I mean, it would be so convenient to use the other one with a lot of offers. This one doesn't have so many offers, but you can see here at the corner here 3,500. That's less than 100 euros per month, and it's actually okay. I mean, if you don't, probably at BTS it's too cheap and it will be a shitty room, but if you want to stay like local, it's usually clean and okay. Once you go away from BTS, by the way, you find rooms which are like, I mean, sometimes it's like 2,500 baht here somewhere. I've just seen that recently in Saturn. So this is like 60 euros rent per month. So the only thing is, when they're so cheap, they usually do not have an aircon, but you can select that in the search. You want an air condition, and still you can find here 3,500 or 3,000. They probably, it's like 75 euros per month. It has an aircon machine. Will be not a great room, but you live very local. So, and per month, my God, 75 euros. So and that's possible in downtown. So cheap doesn't need to mean bad. But of course you don't have a guarantee. So I recommend, if you want an apartment and not a condo, it's okay to look between 150 euros to 200, which is like 6,000 to 8,000 baht. If you go up to 10,000 baht, that's usually the starting price for condo. Or I mean, they have cheaper condos also, 9,000 up to 20,000, but that's the Western way. So apartment you can really find for 150 to 200 euros per month, and yeah, then you look through the photos and the location and pick where your feeling is good. Usually look on your feeling more than on the brain. That's my recommendation anyway, and then you will have a nice day. Yeah, thank you for watching.